Fife Property Market Update. So for those that are regulars to this show, welcome back. You know that you can put any questions, comments. If you are new to this gives you a fantastic insight into what is happening in the Fife property market. So we start by doing a run through of what was happening on Rightmove with all agencies last week. So from the 9th to the 15th. Then we'll do a run through of what we were doing in particular as an agency. So this is new new instructions, so coming soon, what we have accepted offers on, and also what has concluded, so you know what to go back and see. And it gives us a great idea on what people are offering, what properties are going over the line, what price points, what locations, and we have got a fantastic mix for you. So this is a great show, as I say. And if there is any questions or comments, feel free to put them, or if you'd prefer to message privately, you can absolutely do that. But this is a snapshot into the Fife property market. So let's start with last week's figures. Now, what I will say, and I did say it last week as well, 1 week only does not make a trend. 1 week just gives you an insight. However, if you go back, you can actually watch the one that I did at the start of this month, which did a roundup for the October month. So it gives you a better insight because it's hard to factor things on perhaps 1 week's worth of data. However, if we look at the month of October, that gives us a better insight. Now, what I will say is in the month of October, all across Fife, all agencies, there was 528 new instructions to market. So 528 new properties hit the market. 524 properties sold subject to concluded missives, so they had offers accepted on them. So there was 524 buyers on the market in Fife in the month of October. So where you're perhaps listening to this outside noise and all this perhaps doom and gloom, shall we say, of don't go to market, now's not a good time, it's quiet. 524 buyers. It's there in black and white. It tells you a story. But this is where we just look at last week's. But as I say, that is a good show to go back and watch, and we break it down into micro regions so you can see which regions are performing. So last week's figures, they should come up on the screen for you. So this is for all agencies that advertise on Rightmove, and this is what they are doing, should we say, in terms of activity. So instructed was 89 last week across Fife. So 89 new instructions versus 123 properties sold. So again, it just tells you there in black and white, there is still buyers out there. So where you think, oh, now's not a good time to go to market. And I just had this conversation with a client yesterday, and we were saying now's not a great time to go to market, is it? Absolutely not. So not only do the month statistics of October back it up, but even just last week's figures help as well. There was 123 buyers still on the market looking for homes, 89 properties instructed. Now, if you're watching this and thinking, well, that doesn't add up, it doesn't mean to say that obviously the properties that were new instructed are the ones that had offers accepted. Don't forget there is still stock on the market. So it could be previous week's stock, even previous month's stock, depending on the location. But this is great to see that there is still buyers out there. And you can see where it's broken down into micro region as well. 10 new instructions for Cooper versus 14 sold, which is great to see because every now and again when I'm out in the Cooper appointments, I do hear clients say, oh, stock seems to be sitting in the Cooper area, so your KY14, 15 postcode. Yes, there will be anomalies. However, the numbers speak for themselves. East Nuke, definitely a lot quieter in terms of new instructions and also sold. 1 week doesn't make a trend, and we do say that, but definitely quieter in your KY10 postcode. St Andrews, this is where it's really quiet. Only one instruction for the whole KY16 postcode last week, and that's all agencies. And when you think KY16, it isn't just St Andrews itself, it's Guardbridge, it's Balmillo, it's Strathkinnis. So it's those neighbouring areas as well that all fall into that one postcode in the St Andrews bracket. So for one new instruction, it's very, very, very quiet. However, what is great to see for that area is 7 properties still went over the line. When you think that the KY16 postcode has got a lot of stock, average selling time can be anything from 5 to 6 months. So when you think Yes, only one new instruction. However, that's actually a good thing because it's allowed buyers to pick from the stock that's already there, and we're working through the backlog because there is a lot of stock. But what we are seeing as the weeks go on, we are starting to get through it slowly but surely. We are seeing the stock going over the line. So actually, the fact there was only one instruction doesn't alarm us because it is allowing, obviously, that's just 7 of the old backlog stock off the market, which is fantastic to see. Leavenmouth, 8 new instructions versus 12 sold. Great to see. Those that know the KYA area know it is a fantastic market. I say at the minute, it's ever since the investment was put into the area, we are seeing a positive impact. So that's great to see. Dunfermline, now Dunfermline is always higher numbers, higher transaction numbers than the rest of the areas. 38 is lower for Dunfermline. They normally are floating around your 50s. So 38 is lower. However, again, there is a lot of stock in Dunfermline. Now, the Dunfermline market can take it because it does get through. It has got higher transaction numbers. However, still 52 buyers, which was great to see. Glenrothes, 12 versus 17. Average for Glenrothes, likewise for Kirkcaldy. Now, what I will say, it is slightly quieter in Kirkcaldy than normally the 20s, 30s max, so it is slightly quieter. However, it's nothing to be alarmed about. It's just 1 week. There is still plenty of activity taking place in those areas, whether it be the instructed or whether it be the sold. Now, this is resale homes only. That does not include any of the new build developments. What I will say is there was 2 new builds made available within St Andrews. So actually, if you were to add that into the instructions, that's technically 3 new instructions that hit the KY16 postcode. Glenrothes, 6 new builds made available. 10 in Kirkcaldy. It's not been a high number like that for a while. There was a good couple of weeks where there wasn't much happening on the new build front in terms of new ones made available. So actually 10 for your KY1 postcode is great to see the availabilities there. And again, that almost makes up for where it was slightly lower for Kirkcaldy only having 18 new instructions. So that is what was happening in the market last week. As I say, go back and watch a previous show and you will see the monthly roundup for October. But if there is anything within that and you perhaps want to discuss your particular area, your particular postcode, reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to speak with you in more detail and give you a better insight into how the market within your area is performing, but also what steps need to be done to get your property sold. So speaking of that, let's discuss what we've sold. So this is where we discuss what properties have had offers accepted on them. So let's start with the first one. Now we will pull it up. As always, we have a little image for you just so you can see what we're referencing. So this is the first property that we sold, and this was Station Court in Leven. And as you can see right there, sold from social media, which was a fantastic result. This property went over the line and secured a buyer before it even hit your Rightmove, your Zoopla, and your S1 Homes. This was fantastic. That pre-portal went on live for this property and it went crazy. The interest and the traction that it got was incredible. And that is what got the results. We were able to then get viewings booked in. I was there doing back-to-back viewings. We did also get multiple offers on this property, but this particular buyer came from social media, made an offer that the seller could not refuse. It was fantastic. Property is now sold subject to concluded missives. Now, this was on the market for offers over 220,000. The offer that we got was in excess of that, which was fantastic to see. Obviously, we can't disclose at this stage what that offer was. However, it was a fantastic number. And as I say, it was for the seller to snap up and it didn't even make it to your Rightmove and your Zoopla. So fantastic result. Now, this particular property was a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, extended end terraced family home. Immaculate standard. It was stunning. If you get a second, I would definitely go and look at the video for this one because it is beautiful. And it's perhaps not where you expect it. And it's on a great plot as well. As I say, there was multiple offers on it. Multiple people missed out. So if you do have something similar to this, whether it be similar footprint, similar standard, similar price point, please reach out to us because we have buyers that are desperate to be in the area of this particular footprint and around that price point. So that was Station Court in Leven. Next one, it was in a different location. And that's what's great to see about the properties that we've had offers accepted on. A variance of price points, locations, and footprints. So the next one was South Croft Dyke in Ceres. This one was a 2-bedroom mid-terrace cottage, and straight away you can just see the appeal of it. It is charming, it is full of character, and it is in a fantastic location as well. It's on an elevated plot, it's got a beautiful garden, and it is just picture postcard perfect. Again, as you can see, sold in 2 weeks, so a fantastic result. This one was on the market for offers over 250,000. Next property, again moving location, so we're heading back to KY8, and this is Links Road in Leven. This one, as you can see there, is a beautiful character property. It is a 5-bedroom family home, fantastic location. You literally are a stone's throw from the beach, the Fife Coastal Path, the golf courses. It is just amazing. And as you can imagine, sea views. Because of that fantastic location, you get sea views. What's great with this property is you're going to be able to go in there, put your own stamp on it while keeping the original features and keeping the charm of the property, but knowing that you're going to add that instant value, which is just fantastic. Now, this was on the market for offers over 350,000. Next one, staying within the KY area, but this one was in Buckhaven. And this particular property was a 3-bedroom, 2-reception, end terraced, moving condition, front and rear gardened, which was great to see. And even better, and I'm actually slightly jealous at this, but there was a wood-fired Swedish hot tub and also a garden room. So not only were you getting a fantastic property, you were getting garden space, you were getting a hot tub, you were getting a summer room. So actually, you were just ticking all the boxes. That one was on the market for offers over 150,000. As I say, it was great to get that one over the line. Likewise, the buyer is delighted because they're a first-time buyer, and what a fantastic property to get on the market with. Just get yourself on that property ladder with an absolutely fantastic property like that. So it was success all round. And then finally, we have our last one. And isn't this stunning? Straight away, you just see that and you go, wow, it is just incredible. Now, this one was TC's Mill in Ceres. So actually, that's 2 listings over the line in the village of Ceres, which is great to see. So this one was a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom detached property, finished to an extremely high standard. And there's no surprise at that. Even from the curb appeal and looking at it like that, you can imagine how immaculate this property is inside. Bright open plan living. It's got a kind of multi-purpose mezzanine area, and it's, of course, countryside views. I don't need to tell you that. Wraparound gardens and plenty of private parking. Now, this was on the market for offers over 365,000, and it is just beautiful. Again, if you have time to go back and look, I really would for that one. It is stunning. The new family are absolutely delighted to be moving to there. Can you believe it, looking at that? But they are actually downsizing. And wow, what an absolutely incredible property. So that is what we have sold, subject to concluded missives. As I say, if you have anything like those, whether it be style, footprint, location, and you're looking to get results like sold from social media, sold in 2 weeks, then please do reach out, because we do have buyers looking for homes just like this. Coming soons. So this then is where Perry and I have been out to properties and they are coming to market with ourselves. So this is almost your preview before the pre-portal. Now, you might be wondering, if you're new to Fife Properties or new to our marketing strategy, what exactly is a pre-portal? So this is your full video walkthrough. That is your preview of the home. It's almost like your virtual viewing. They are so in detail and so in depth, but we walk you through the property. We then talk you through the outdoor space. We then talk you through the location. And then we let you know what price point we predict the property to come to market at. If that property ticks all your boxes and you can make our seller an offer that they just cannot refuse before it goes to Rightmove and Zoopla, then you need to reach out to us. You need to act fast, because you don't have long when you see that pre-portal, but you need to reach out to us. We can then obviously get you registered, do our due diligence, and get you through the door. And you could potentially secure that property before it goes to Rightmove, Zoopla, S1 Homes, our own website, before it hits that wider audience. You have that small window of time to get in there before anybody else. If you would like to discuss that in more and understand that in a kind of more detailed way, reach out to us, pick up the phone, call the office, message us privately, and we're more than happy to discuss that with you. But what you can be doing is following the social media pages. So follow the relevant Facebook page for areas that you're looking to purchase property in. You'll then see Perry and I, see the words pre-portal, watch the video and watch it right to the end. A lot of people get impatient and don't watch it to the end, but it's at the very end we tell you the price point. If it does tick your boxes, reach out to us. Do not mess around. So this is the coming soons then. So we have Segi Drive in Guardbridge. It's a development that obviously is lucrative. It's proximity to St Andrews. It's a KY16 postcode for those that need the KY16 postcode, while being just on the outskirts of St Andrews. And it's fantastic if you want to commute, because you've got obviously Lucas close proximity for the train station, and you've got everything close by while being in a new build development. So this particular one is a 4-bedroom detached family home, driveway, partial garage, because they have actually extended the garage to create a bigger kitchen. Had to think about the way that they did it then. There's also a summer house, which is fantastic. It is high standard, it is quality, it is just fab. This summer house that's in the garden, multi-purpose room. So that one is coming to market. I will be doing the pre-portal this week, so you don't have to wait long for it. Next one is Mireside Avenue. We know this is going to be popular. With the price point it's predicted to come at, with where it is in terms of location, it's where people want to be, and it is just fantastic. So this one is in Kenaway, and it is a 3-bedroom semi-detached property. Fantastic opportunity to add value. You can go in there, put your own stamp on it, and really make it your own. But we know this is going to be a popular one when Perry does that pre-portal. Because of the price point, it's going to appeal to investors, landlords, first-time buyers, families upsizing, perhaps families downsizing, or people that just want to be in the area. I know that that one is going to be popular, so keep a lookout for Perry's pre-portal. Next one, another one in Kenaway actually, and this is Pentland View, 3-bedroom detached home. So again, if you're looking for a family home and you want to be in the area, this one could be the one for you. We recently had one on Pentland View, and it's obviously been snapped up, so you need to act fast with this one. And as I say, it's a 3-bedroom detached, so look out for Perry's pre-portal. Then finally, another one in the KY area, and it is Wellesley Road in Buckhaven. And again, this one is a 3-bedroom semi-detached. So we've got plenty of 3-beds coming to market of different price points, slightly different locations. So fingers crossed, if you are looking for your next family home within these areas, one of these could be the one for you. But you need to act fast when you see the pre-portal. As I say, the one on Wellesley Road is a 3-bedroom semi-detached house. So that is the coming soons. If you want to get more details, comment, message privately, as I say. Finally completed. So this is properties that have gone through the conveyancing stage, missives are signed, and they are now exchanged, so we can disclose what offers were accepted on them to give you a better insight into what buyers are coming forward with. So the first one is Kenmount Drive in Kenaway. Obviously, we have a theme today with Kenaway, but this was a 3-bedroom semi-detached villa, moving condition, off-street parking, and again, a location that is desirable. And this particular property sold for 10,000 over home report value. So it sold for 160,000. So fantastic results. Sellers are delighted we got them over the line. An extra 10,000. Buyers are delighted that they're able to secure that property. Final one was Drawn Court in Daisy. This was a 2-bedroom, 2-reception, well-presented cottage. What was great with this one, so it's in like a exclusive steading. You would know it's there. It's between the Daisy and St Andrews. It's Drawn Court, as I say, it's a steading. It is just before Clayton Caravan Park. There is a turning tucked away, and it is fantastic. With this particular property, it's actually the only one that had a completely private, secluded, not overlooked garden. So that was a massive selling point. It's 2-bedroom, 2-reception, and again, sold for 10,000 over home report value. So it sold for 235,000. Seller was delighted that we're able to get them a buyer quickly. This was secured in just a couple of weeks of hitting the market. Likewise, the owners are delighted, the new owners are delighted, because they were getting out of rented and got this property. And what a fantastic property to get out of rented into. It is just fab. So that is what we've completed on. So before we round up the show, let's discuss what shows were taking place, so you know what to go back and re-watch. Now, as always, you have the Wealth Creation show as well. So that is where you have Richard Cook, the lettings director, and Jim Parker on hand discussing, because he is one of the UK's most successful property investors. So they were on hand discussing the race to riches and what are we really chasing. So this was live yesterday. However, you can go back and watch it and obviously do the rerun. Likewise, with that show, you can still comment and they will come back to you. But in our world, it seems like everyone is running the same race. The entrepreneurs chasing millions, the social media influencers are perhaps flaunting luxury, and the student is dreaming of financial freedom. Wealth has become the ultimate goal. But let's be honest, money matters. It buys comfort, it buys freedom, and it also buys security. For many, the dream of being rich isn't greed, It's actually a case of survival. It's about escaping that struggle, and it's about giving your loved ones perhaps a better life. So, if that sounds like something that would interest you, certainly go back and watch that. And Jim and Richard always like to hear from you, so put anything in the comments. Likewise, you can click the link to this and you will find all the links in the blogs that I am talking you through. Then there was also a show that Perry and I did, and it was the 5 essential steps to craft a story that tells, and it was all about your home description. So Perry and I did this last week. There's some fantastic hints and tips. Likewise, we love to hear from you if you have any case studies you would like to share. But that is the shows that have taken place. That is what's happening within the Fife market. If there is anything, feel free to comment or message us privately. But failing that, I will see you next Tuesday again live to discuss the Fife property market. All the best. Take care.